Welcome back to Design Bundles YouTube channel. If you guys are new here, my name is Crystal. Today I am so excited because we are sublimating a water bottle from Walmart. You heard me correctly. We are going to sublimate on a glass water bottle from Walmart. So if you guys have been wanting to run down locally and grab something that you can actually sublimate, you know, we test Dollar Tree stuff all of the time, but right now currently these ones are working. And the really cool thing is they come in multiple colors. So these are just 3 of them. So there is one that is clear. There's one that is transparent. I couldn't find those. The clear one was there. I don't know if I would be too much of a fan because it's going to cause the design to be a little bit transparent. But there is this milky white one, which I think is going to be your absolute best bet. And then you're going to have this really pretty orange one. We have mint, there was blue, and I think a few more colors. Now, when you pick those colors, these are the ones that I would highly recommend, as well as the one that's a little bit more transparent. But these 3 right here would be my top picks. The reason why is you want to pick colors that are very light because then it's going to show up a lot better. So the designs that I would really stick with these would be more of the darker colors, like the black for sure would really show up on these amazing. So for this one right here, you can do anything you want to it because that white is what we normally work with. So what's really exciting once again is we can actually sublimate on them straight out of the gate. We don't need to prep them or anything like that. They're like this matte coating to them, and I think that's what makes it work. So what we've done is we're using the Tumbler Press today at 380. So I've bumped it up a little bit. So normally we sublimate our tumblers in our Tumbler Press for 365 for 70 seconds. And we're going to bump it up to 380 for 70 seconds. Now keep in mind, we're going to rotate this. So we're going to be pressing this thing twice. So the design that I'm using today is right here. It's absolutely gorgeous. I love it. It is this leopard print with roses. And it actually comes with, I believe, 4 different styles that you guys can use. You can use the SVGs, there's PNG versions, and all of the things. So this is the design, like I said, that we're going to be using. And we're just going to be able to trim off just a tiny bit at the top, and it's going to fit on here absolutely perfect. All right, so we've already prepped this. Now, before you turn on your Tumbler Press, make sure that you already test out the, you know, how much you need to adjust your dial. This is glass, so we don't want to crunch it. So be careful when you're testing that. If it feels like it's going to be too hard at all, don't close it and adjust those. You just want some light to medium pressure, enough to close it where it's not moving. What I do is I get it in there and then I try to move it back and forth. If it doesn't slide out, it's perfect. So that's what I've already done. Next up, we're going to want to go ahead and take a lint-free cloth and remove any sort of lint or debris. So you're going to want to go ahead and do that. And then we are going to be ready to go. Now you can also sublimate these in your convection oven using Sublishrink, so keep that in mind as well. All right, so let's go ahead and trim this down just a little bit so we can get ready to go. So once again, the width of this is already ready. Now if not, you can take a ruler like this. This is a sewing ruler, and then just measure around to get your exact dimensions. All right, so I'm going to trim off just a little bit at the top, maybe about 1/4 inch or so, maybe a little bit more than 1/4. So we're going to trim that off now. And then I'll test it again really quick. So I'm just going to line this up like so, just double checking. And I want to take off just a tiny bit more. A tiny bit, about 1/4 more. So I took about 1/2 inch, I would say. All right, here we go. So now I'm going to go ahead and trim up my sides here. I'm going to line this up and trim it perfectly. I think we're going to rotate this, and then I'm going to test it to see if I need to take off a little bit more because I left a little bit of white here. And so I'm going to see if those are going to go, and that will be perfect. So whenever you're trying to get your seam here, you want them to just butt right up against each other. You really don't want them to overlap. You just want them to be perfectly butted up next to each other. All right, so now I'm going to do is I'm going to remove that bottom piece here. Here we go. Perfect. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and get this out of our way. All right, so once again, I'm going to clean off my bottle to make sure there is no debris, and we're going to get ready to line this up and tape it. So I'm going to go ahead and just line this up perfectly like so. And I'm trying to keep my paper nice and straight, so that way my design will be perfect. All right, so I think this is good. So what I'm gonna do now is take some tape. So we're gonna take some heat resistant tape here and get a few pieces of tape. All right, so what I like to do is start in the center, and you're just gonna pull both of those pieces really tight. You wanna get those as tight as possible. All right, and then I'm gonna go ahead and get one more down here at the bottom. All right, looks good to me. Now you notice I'm not gonna go ahead and go all the way across the top or the bottom. It's pretty unnecessary. You really just wanna make sure those are nice and tight. If you want to and you feel that you would be happier if you had a little line kind of going all the way across here, you can definitely feel free to do that. All right, so next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and get this in here, and then once again, we're gonna rotate it at 70 seconds. So I'm gonna go ahead and press that for our very first 70 seconds. All right, so we are getting down to about 18 seconds or so. The next thing I recommend is a pair of heat gloves. So we're gonna go ahead and get on one so we can at least touch that bottle to rotate it. Another thing is you may wanna have a heat pad or something that is heat resistant close by, so whenever we go to pull it out. All right, so we are getting down to our last few seconds. So once again, I'm using something that is heat resistant to set that on so it can cool down. And then you may wanna have a pair of tweezers or something like that, a little weeding tool to help you peel this off. All right, so we are ready to go. We're gonna go ahead and pop this open, and then we are going to pull this out. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is shut this off really quick. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pop on that other glove. All right, so we are ready. So while this thing is still hot, I'm gonna go ahead and start to peel this off. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this just like so. We got a little bit more to go. And there we have it. How cool is this? It is from Walmart. We were able to sublimate this bottle, and it is gorgeous. Like I said, I highly recommend, if you can find the white ones, to find the white ones. They are going to be perfect for you. Those colors are going to be absolutely true on here. You can see that my line, I still had a little bit of a gap. If I didn't, it would have been absolutely perfect on here, but it is gorgeous. This came out super duper nice. And there you guys have it. How gorgeous is this? It is so cool. Those colors came out amazing. I'm so excited. So once again, I highly recommend, if you guys can find the white ones, these milky white ones, they are going to be perfect. This is what's going to help you really have that really true color on here. Now, once again, those colors will come through on the lighter colors like this, but I would stick with the black. So if you've got a black design, those would be absolutely gorgeous on here. We have lots of those to choose from, and we'll try to link some down below that we think would be super cute on here. So I'm gonna go ahead and let this cool down, and then we'll pop on that lid. And there you guys have it. It was that easy to sublimate a tumbler from Walmart. Now, once again, keep in mind, you guys can definitely do this with a tumbler press, or you can use your convection oven with Sublishrink. So super duper easy. Bump that up to that 380 for 70 seconds, and then make sure you rotate it again. The colors came out gorgeous on this. And then, like I said, highly recommend, if you can find those white ones, snag them up. And these are a little bit, I would say, a little bit less than $6, around $5.80 or $5.90. So you guys can make a last minute project or a last minute gift for less than, I say, $6-7. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this. If you did, please hit the like button down below and subscribe, and we'll see you guys on the next one.